What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over our new onboard water system on the Tundra. So we are using the new trailed Boondocker 14-gallon water tank. I'm going to show you guys how we have it mounted underneath the truck, high clearance, out of the way of any obstacle on the trails, with a pressurized water pump connected to it. Great for washing dishes at camp, taking a shower, rinsing off your gear after driving down a dusty road, whatever you need it for. And the best part about it is you can refill this whole system without taking a single thing off your truck using your standard water hose from your house. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. I'm gonna show you how I have everything set up right now in the truck. Everything's already mounted to the truck and all that. And then what I'll do is I will take what I can off of the truck and show you kind of how I have it set up, so you guys can get an idea on that. And of course, I will list all these parts in the description and try to help you guys out as much as possible. If you have any questions on things that I used in this video, just comment down below and I'll be glad to help. So let's get started. First things first, this video is brought to you by Trailed, your go-to source for off-grid overlanding water storage. Visit their website at www.trailedonline.com or check out their Instagram at trailedonline. Okay, so I'm under the truck. First off, our main component of this whole onboard water system that's making it all happen for us is this right here. This is our Trailed Boondocker water tank. So this is 14 gallons of water that tucks in where your spare tire normally goes under your truck. Uses the same system as your spare tire, the little chain with the adapter, and it tucks in tight, out of the way of all rocks on trails, everything. I have wheeled this truck with this on there and I have had no issues with it getting punctured, getting hit by anything. Before you hit anything, you will hit your trailer hitch or your differential. Then, as you can see, connected to the tanks, I do have a tire valve and 1/2-inch water line coming from the back and coming from the front. So this is actually our fill up line. This is how we fill up the tank using our water hose from home. And then this line coming out the front of the tank is our running water that is run to our Seaflo 30-gallon per minute 12-volt water pump. So this pump works awesome. It's absolutely perfect for this project. It's super quiet, tucks up high out of the way, and it's weather resistant, so it works great. All right, now let's open up the back of the truck and I will show you where those water lines run to. So right here, I mounted 2 different water connections. This one is a quick connect for our hose for washing dishes, taking showers and things like that. And then this is actually the fill up to fill up the tanks using your water hose at home. So this is for an RV. It's like a city main fill up connection. I'll link in the description so you guys know what to buy. And then this is just a little cheap water hose from Amazon that I found. I will show you right now which one I'm using. So I keep everything in this lockable 50 cal ammo box. I got my hose in there, a couple of extra connections, some plumber's tape and things like that, just in case something breaks while we're out in the sticks. And then this is our hose. So it's coiled and it has this nozzle with different spray patterns, shower, jet. I mean, everybody knows how to use one of these. We've all had one before. And basically all you do is plug this guy in, turn it clockwise, and it's locked in. So now we have our running water at camp. So before I show you guys the stream of water that comes out and how I ran the electrical, I'm gonna fill up the tank. So let me grab my water hose real quick and we'll do that. Okay, so this is just your standard water hose thread. I think it's 3/4 inch. And all you do is thread that on there, just like that. Get it nice and tight. Turn that on. And now our tank is filling up. You guys can hear that water going in there. And this is where the tire valves come into play. So I'm gonna let this build up some pressure and I will show you how I use the tire valves to relieve the pressure in the tent. So I ran these extended tire valves right here to the back of my, the back of my bed. And basically, as you fill up the water, I'm going to unscrew this and it relieves the pressure of the tank. So you guys can hear that. That is actually air coming out of that tire valve, relieving the pressure of the tank so that we can make sure that we get every last drop of water when we fill up the tank. And this is actually really cool because whenever the tank is full, water will come out of this valve, and that's when you know your tank is full. So let's give this thing a second to fill up, and then as soon as it starts overflowing, we will know that our tank is full and we are ready to get out and go camping. All right, there we go. So now that water is spewing out of that tire valve, I am going to turn off my water because our tank is full. Then you just close up your cap right here. Boom, simple as that. And we have 14 gallons of water under the truck ready to go. And now I am going to just undo the water hose. Just like that. And now I'll show y'all. I have the electrical ran to my aux beam switch panel. So this is the same switch panel that I have all of my auxiliary lights ran to, and this little back arrow is what I wired the pump to. So they didn't have a little water sticker, so I just used the back arrow. It's pointing back, so just hit that button. All of this is hardwired to the battery, so I can run it with the truck on or off, and it works good. So now that we have that switch on, we should have our water going. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? So we got running water, and I'll show you guys a different spray pattern. There's shower mode, perfect for taking showers at camp. And there's the jet. This is the strong stream, so if you need to rinse some gear off at camp or whatever, this is what I use. Sprays pretty good. You can rinse out the bed of your truck, whatever you want to do. If you go down a dusty road, or with an open bed system like I have, things tend to get dusty, and it's nice to have this to rinse everything off. And now I am going to just undo the water hose. So now that I showed you guys how everything works and how I have it mounted, I'm going to take off the water tank, show you the connections that I used and things like that, and how I have it all set up. All right guys, since we just filled up the tank, I'm draining it, so that's why the water's dripping underneath the truck right now, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to lower and raise these things. I'm using the factory little spare tire toolkit that came with the Tundra, and all you do is stick your little hook, whatever you call that, in there. That little slot right there, just like you would a spare tire. And then get your other piece, put that on there, and just crank it down. There it is. And here I have an adapter ring that trailed sails as well. You will need one of these just to protect your tank underneath from rubbing abrasions or anything like that. But I'm gonna finish draining this thing real quick. I'll throw it on the table and we'll go over it. All right guys, I got the tank off of the truck and let's talk about it. So this is the trailed Boondocker 14-gallon tank, just like you guys saw before. As you can see, it's already dusty and dirty. We've had it on a few trips already and it's been performing absolutely flawlessly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be going over what I did to run the water lines to it, the tire valve and all that, and give you guys kind of the general idea on how to get it set up if you want to do this type of system yourself. So let's get started. Let's start with the side where I actually refill the tank, where I have the tire valve and the connector for the 1/2-inch hose. So the cool thing about these Boondocker tanks is they come pre-threaded for your 3/4-inch standard water hose connector, which is awesome, and it saves you a lot of time in figuring out how to run something to it. So what I'm using right here, this is let me pull off this tape real quick. This is a 3/4-inch threaded barb with a 1/2-inch barb. So it's got 3/4-inch threads with a 1/2-inch barb, and that's what I'm running my water line to. Let me get this really quick for you. So I'm using braided water line and just your standard little hose clamps. I tried normal water line that wasn't braided and it kept popping off the fitting for some reason. I guess it wasn't rigid enough to stay on the fitting. So I used the braided water line and that fixed all my problems. And I got the water line at Lowe's. I'll try to link it in the description. They probably have it on Amazon as well. So you just stick the barb in there, tighten down your hose clamp, and you have your water line connected. It's really simple. And then as far as the tire valve goes, this was a little tricky. So I bought a 4-pack of these tire valves on Amazon, which I will link in the description as well. And basically what I did was I took the valve stem out just like this to make the valve hollow to where you can stick something through it. Then I ran this wire through the tire valve. I believe this is 8-gauge wire. Let me get it through. Just like that. So you get the idea of it. And then I pronged it out on the end so that the tire valve won't come out. And then you get your drill and you find your spot where you want to mount your valve. You drill your hole out and then you fish this tire valve through there, kind of bend the wire, fish it through there, and then pull it out and tighten down the nut. So that's how I did the tire valve. There's actually a video on Trailed's YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description as well, just in case you want to watch that to see exactly how it's done. But that's how I did it with the wire, and it worked out good. It's on there, it's tight, it's not leaking or anything like that, so it worked out great. Yeah, and another thing for the tire valve, I just did this for convenience really, but you can order these tire valve extensions on Amazon. I bought a pack of 4 of them. I will link them in the description for you guys. And this is what I'm running, what I showed you guys earlier in the video, to relieve the air up to the back of my tailgate. So this threads right onto the tire valve that you mount on your tank. And then depending on how long you need it, you can, make it, 10 feet if you wanted to run it somewhere. So you fill up your tank, and then all you do is take off your cap and it relieves the pressure from the tank, just like you guys saw earlier in the video. And then on the opposite side, here is the other connection. So they are offset. So this one's right now is on the top, so the other one's on the bottom. So it works great for the water to flow out to your pump. It's the same type of connection, the 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch barb. And I'm using the same braided water line that's running up to the pump. So it's really simple. One thing I recommend is getting you some of this plumber's tape and putting that on the threads to prevent it from leaking. So far so good with me. I haven't had any leaks at all and it's working out awesome. Now this is the mounting ring that I showed you guys when I was pulling the tank off the truck. They have different sizes of these on their website depending on what type of rig you got. Mine is a full-size truck, so I had to go with the full-size ring, and basically it just sits on top or underneath your tank so that your spare tire carrier doesn't damage the tank at all. This will take all the heat, the abrasions and stuff like that, and it won't damage your tank. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I got everything set up on this. So let's go to the back of the truck right now, and I'm going to show you guys how I have the water lines ran from the bed of the truck to the pump and all that good stuff. All right, so now I'm going to go over these connections. I have an extra one that I was planning on using originally, and I went with this one instead just because it fit the truck a little bit better. So this is going to give you the idea on the quick connections. So you can see the size of the back of it. You're going to need a hole saw to cut that hole, and you just cut the hole into your bed and you stick it in, and then you mount it with self-tapping screws just like that, and you're good to go. And then the end of it is threaded, and you're going to need a elbow. I will show you what I used underneath the truck here in a second to connect that down to the water lines. So same concept with this one. I will link this exact one in the description. I recommend this one because it's all stainless steel. There's no plastic or anything on it, and I think it'll last a long time. But it's the same concept. The hole on this one was a lot smaller. It was similar to this size right here. all I had to use was a step bit on this. I didn't have to use a hole saw. This one I needed a hole saw, this one I needed a step bit. So that's how you mount these. You just cut the hole in, stick them in, self-tapping screws, and then you go underneath the truck and run your piping to it. So I'm going to go into the truck now and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right guys, I'm under my truck right now and this is directly above the tailpipe. As you can see right here, it's tucked into the bed. This is where I mounted my water pump. So basically, this is a Seaflo professional grade water pump. You can see that right there. And it has a built-in inline filter, and it's threaded on both sides to where you can use these connectors to connect your water line. So the pump itself is mounted with 4 self-tapping screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it does have the rubber spacers, so when the pump is going, it's not vibrating really loud against your bed. And that's on there. I mean, I've been probably close to 1,500 miles on trips so far with this setup, and it's been working great. Haven't had any issues. I've driven through mud, I've driven through sand, I've driven through some water crossings, and nothing's happened. Then you have a positive and your negative wires from the pump, and what I did was I ran those all the way across my bed and up to the front of the truck, directly to the battery and my aux beam switch panel that I showed you guys earlier. So as far as the back of the connections inside the bed, this is what you're looking at right now. So you can see I have 2 90s. The one closest to you that I'm going to circle right now, that is the fill up. So that's the stainless steel one that I showed you, and that's the one where you connect your water hose to and you fill it up. And that water line is running down here, and that connects to my tank. And then the second connection right there, that second 90 in the back, that's running directly to the pump. And that's where our water hose connects to when we want to take a shower or wash dishes or whatever. That's where our water's running from out of the pump. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I wish I could take this all off for you guys and do a complete install, but I kind of installed everything on this before I made a video because I wanted to test it all out first. So it's been working great. This setup is awesome. I know everybody's setup is different, and you might want to put your connection somewhere else, like on your bumper or something like that, but you get the general idea from what I did right here. All right guys, that is it. So that is our new water system that we're running on the Tundra with our new trailed Boondocker water tank. So if I missed anything in the description below, as far as linking these little parts, if you have any questions for me on the install and how I did something that I missed in the video, just let me know, leave me a comment down below, and I'd be glad to help you guys out. But yeah, we love this system. I love it personally. It's awesome not having to jug around water in the truck and worry about giving the kids showers and stuff like that. 14 gallons is plenty of water. It's actually enough for a family for a few nights. I can vouch for that personally because I've done it. But yeah, check out Trailed, go to their website. Right now they're running a promo. If you buy yourself a Boondocker, which is right around 400 bucks for the tank, you get a 2-month free subscription of Onyx Off-Road, which is awesome. I love Onyx Off-Road. But yeah, check them out, throw them a follow on Instagram, let them know that you saw this video and we sent you over. And I guess we'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace out.